Hi, my name is Dave Anderson. I'm Executive Director of LYDIA Home and Safe Families, and I have been in this role for over 25 years. I see LYDIA as being a place where we can take the lives of kids and their parents that have gone through really difficult situations, give them hope and restore them and return kids back to their folks. And if not, that our biggest priority is find another family for them. Family is how God created kids to do well in, and that's our goal, is for them to be in the best family possible, and always their family. But if that's not possible, we'll find someone else. Well, I was a psychologist running a large psychiatric program at a suburban hospital, running their psychiatric mental health programs. And I just started to question the difference I was making in the lives of children. I was one of the top hospitals in the country, and there would have been 100 other psychologists that would have loved this job. And I started doing consulting work here at LYDIA at a time when the children's home here is where kids spent most of their lives. They would come at 5, leave at 18, and they lived here. And there was a desire at that time to not do that, because we know that living in institutional care isn't good for kids for a long period of time. And so they asked for me to come and to create it more like a treatment program. How do we help kids get them on their feet right away and then find somewhere else for them to go? So that's kind of what drew me here, and I knew that working with kids that were part of the state, it's challenging finding good people to do that are passionate and committed to it, and so I came, left what I had, which was a great job, and did this, and I never really regret it. So it has to be a passion of wanting to make a difference in the life, changing the trajectory of a child and their family is the first thing. Second, I think faith is key, because there has to be some deeper motivation beyond I just want to make a difference. I look at it more of a calling than anything else. That when I came, the issue was I couldn't not come, because I felt like there was a calling on my life, and so I think that's an important aspect of it. And then obviously the regular things of patience and an ability to stick to something, but to me, it's really a passion for the kids. But more importantly, I think, is that everybody has passion for kids. The key is their parents. And because even kids that live in our home, they don't want to stay here. None of them want to stay here. They want to go home, typically back to their mom or dad. And if we really love them, we would do what they want, which is to go back with mom and dad. And so that's our ultimate initial task, is can they be back with mom or dad? And if not, then who? And that's where creativity and innovation come in, is finding families that are willing to be the parents for these kids. I honestly like just being with the kids, to be honest. I mean, I'm a psychologist at heart, but that's kind of who we're wanting to make a difference. And if you aren't with them, then it's easy to lose touch of why you're really doing this. I really believe what sets LYDIA and Safe Families apart is really, I think, innovation and trying to think of new and different ways to do it, because systems are built to sustain themselves, and if a child welfare system isn't doing well and you're just sustaining it, then you're just keeping the same old thing going. And it needs some external voices to communicate, that there's a different way. There's a different way. And that's where some of the things we do communicates, yep, there's a different way, and we should be, if anybody should think about innovation, it should be us, because the kids need it the most. They need people to think differently and come up with new and different ways of helping. Well, to heal kids and restore families, in my mind, is one. To provide hope and homes for kids that can't go back home. Well, sometimes we have to think beyond ourselves. It's not about us all the time. It's not about what's good for us. We're put on this earth for another reason, and it's not always for our own pleasure and our own benefit. And that's where I think the Bible and James talks about the idea that pure religion is to care for orphans and widows. And in my mind, that's just care for those that are most vulnerable in our society, and the most vulnerable are kids that don't have parents that are actively providing protection for them. That's our orphans. And widows are parents who don't have the abilities or the resources, whether financial or psychological, to do this by themselves. And so they're doing it, whatever they're doing life socially isolated from other people. And those are the ones that find themselves in trouble. They're not bad people. They're parents that, for whatever reason, they don't have extended family, they don't have caring neighbors. And when bad things happen, kids are usually affected by it. And so it's, how do we build those relationships and caring people for families that don't have it?